Well, we gotta solve this, chat. I see. Okay, so it's kind of like you do the investigation part and then you continue on to the trial. September the 7th, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 1. I see that comment, Penta. No comment. Bang. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Maya Fey. Okay. I gotta... How do I make Edgeworth sound? I feel like he's very pompous, but I don't want it to sound too similar to the judge. Sorry, getting some water because I'm about to try out some stuff with my voice. Because Miles strikes me as very pompous, right? Very... what's the word? Very full of himself, very stuffed shirt. So, the prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Oh, that's not... okay. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Very clear enunciation. Not necessarily fast speaking, but with a degree of elegance and grace. Crime will be stamped out in my city. I think that's it. I think that is the angle. I'm enunciating maybe a little too hard. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Miles Edgeworth. I'd better not show any signs of weakness today, or he'll be on me in an instant. Mr. Edgeworth, please give the court your opening statement. Thank you, Your Honor. The defendant... oh no, I lost it. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Thank you, Your Honor. The defendant, Ms. Maya Fey, was at the scene of the crime. The prosecution has evidence she committed the murder. And we have a witness who saw her do it. The prosecution sees no reason to doubt the facts of this case, Your Honor. I see. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Let's begin, then. If we may call our first witness, Your Honor. The prosecution calls the chief officer at the scene, Detective Gumshoe. All right. Witness, please state your name and profession to the court so it may be entered into the record. Sir, my name's Dick Gumshoe, sir. I'm the detective in charge of homicides down at the precinct, sir. Which precinct? All of them. But you're one of them loyalty types. I ain't gonna tell you that on the stand. Detective Gumshoe, please describe for us the details of this murder. Very well, sir. Let me use this floor map of the office to explain. You like my Gumshoe voice? Thank you. The body was found by this window here. And the cause of death? Oh no, sorry, that was wrong. What was it? And the cause of death? Loss of blood due to being struck by a blunt object, sir. You just want to lurk a bit? That's absolutely okay. I totally am fine with folks lurking. I appreciate lurks. I appreciate everyone just coming to hang out while I make goofy sounds and solve the children's video game puzzles. The murder weapon was a statue of the Thinker found next to the body, sir. It was heavy enough to be a deadly weapon, even in a girl's hands, sir. That's sexist. The court accepts the statue as evidence, but not the sexism. They're still calling it a statue. Floor plans added to the court record. Nice. Now, detective. Yes, sir. You immediately arrested Ms. Maya Fey, who was found at the scene, correct? Can you tell me why? Yes, sir. I had hard evidence she did it, sir. Oh, sorry. Detective Gumshoe. Please testify to the court about this hard evidence. Maybe even present it into the record if you would. All right. As soon as the phone call came in, I rushed to the scene. There were 2 people there already. The defendant, Ms. Maya Fey, and the lawyer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I immediately arrested Ms. Maya Fey. Why? We had a witness account describing her. The witness saw Ms. Maya Fey at the very moment of the murder. The very moment, you say? Very well, Mr. Wright. You may begin your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Cross-examine the what? I couldn't see a single contradiction in that testimony. I do think Maya said that she got there at 9 o'clock. You think in real law the lawyer wouldn't be allowed in this case? You are correct. It is a conflict of interest. We also knew the victim. Okay, so let me look at this again. Okay. But this is Phoenix Wright. He's totally always right. Whoosh. Smack. Hey, Maya just threw something at me. What's this? When my sister couldn't find any contradictions in a witness's testimony. Oh, thank goodness we get to have help. She would bluff it and press the witness on every detail. The witness always slips up and says something wrong. It worked lots of times. I should have expected Maya would know some of her sister's tricks. Alright, let's give this a try. Something the matter? No, Your Honor. I'd like to begin my cross-examination. Maya Fey's arrest. As soon as the phone call came in, I rushed to the scene. Hold it! Who did you say you got a call from? Hey, pal, don't play dumb. You know who. The call was from a customer at the Gatewater Hotel, right across from the crime scene. Okay, I pressed. Not sure it did much, though. Right, please continue. There were 2 people there already. The defendant, Ms. Maya Fey, and the lawyer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I immediately arrested Maya Fey. Why? We had an eyewitness account describing her. Alright, hold on just 1 second. Yeah? If I heard correctly, you said you arrested her because you had hard evidence she did it, correct? Huh? Did I say that? Me? I heard you say it. You did say it. You said it. Exactly what about this suspicious woman in pink's claim was hard evidence? What? Ms. May isn't suspicious, and she sure isn't pink, pal. Okay, maybe she's a little pink. Or like a light red. Maybe a bit of a rose. I suppose you could call her kind of a sparkling pink color. That's enough, Detective Gumshoe. Do you have any more solid proof other than her claims, Detective? I guess pressing can have its advantages. Yes! Sorry, I got the order of things mixed up in my testimony, Your Honor, sir. There was something I should have told you about first, Your Honor. Very well, Detective. Let's hear your testimony again. Hard evidence. After securing the suspect, I examined the scene of the crime with my own eyes. I found a memo written on a piece of paper next to the victim's body. On it, the word Maya was written clearly in blood. Lab test results showed the blood was the victim's. Also, there was blood found on the victim's finger. Before she died, the victim wrote the killer's name. I'm gonna press that. How'd you like that? That's my hard evidence. Don't say. Oh no, that's a soundbite now. Phoenix Wright can use his name as evidence. I am right. You're not wrong there. You're right. Before we begin cross-examination, I have a question for you, Detective. Yeah, Your Honor? Why didn't you testify about this vital piece of evidence the first time? I know, I'm real embarrassed I forgot about it, Your Honor, sir. I'm a real goofball. I messed it up. And, I just got so suspicious of these lawyers with their lawyerly ways. I got a thing for lawyers and against them, but I'll tell them everything they want. They just gotta talk to me right. Try to be more careful. Very well, the defense may begin its cross-examination. Okay, so Hard evidenced. After securing the suspect, I examined the scene with my own eyes. Hold it! And did you find any evidence? Well, no, you examined it first. Now, don't jump the gun on me, pal. Just listen, I'm getting to the good part. Are those eyes even yours? Are they stolen? You're a criminal, detective. Okay. I found a piece of paper, or I found a memo written on a piece of paper next to the victim's body. Let's see. So it's this. It's a department store receipt, not a memo. There we go. Your Honor, that statement contradicts this evidence. It does? I don't see anything contradictory. Huh? Really? Objection overruled. Try to think before you make accusations, Mr. Wright. Whoops. Okay. Hold it. Tell me more about this so-called memo. Okay. The killer could have written it. No. She was framed. Uh-oh. Hold on. If that's the case, where's your evidence? Erk. Oh, the sassy head shake, Ha. I guess that was a bit of a tall order for you. Those without evidence shouldn't open their mouths, Mr. Wright. Yeah, pal! Well, detective, tell us what was written on that memo you found. On it, the word Maya was clearly written in blood. Lab test results showed the blood was the victim's. Also, there was blood found on the victim's finger. Before she died, the victim wrote the killer's name. No, that's hearsay. Detective Gumshoe, do you get a lot of cases where the victim actually writes the killer's name? Sure, it happens all the time in books and in the movies. This isn't a movie, detective. Oof. Let's talk about reality, shall we? I guess I haven't heard of many cases, no. I'm just a big palooka. Don't you find it a little odd that the victim would write down a name, especially the name of her own sister? Yeah, actually, you got a point, pal. Stop right there. To be fair, Miles does have an actual legitimate objection here. We are leading the witness. Stop right there. The witness's opinion on the matter is irrelevant. The facts are clear. The victim wrote down the name of the accused. The victim told us the name of her killer. No, that's hearsay. Order. That didn't go so well. That's right, what he said. That's his whole testimony. Okay, there has to be a contradiction in there somewhere. Let's find it. After securing the suspect, I examined the scene of the crime with my own eyes. Oh, wait. Oh, no, we're back at the beginning. Okay. Before she died, she wrote the... Okay. What evidence do I have here? Okay, maybe I need to... Also, there's blood on her finger. Before she died, she wrote the killer's name. Maybe I can present the phone conversation, because that's a valid reason she would be writing her name. Oh, it doesn't contradict it. Oh, shoot. Okay. She wrote... That's his whole testimony. And the memo on the word Maya. Lab results showed the blood was the victim's. Tell me more about that. Tell me more. What kind of tests? Huh? What kind? Well, I hear they, take the little bits in the blood, the hemoglobins, The hobgoblin? The hermagoblin boblin? I refuse to testify on this matter, pal. I'm no expert on blood tests. Yes, that was quite clear. You may continue with your testimony. Thanks, pal. I mean, Your Honor, sir. Detective Gumshoe. Yeah? I look forward to your next evaluation, as should you. Oh. That was a mess. Right, where was I? Also, there was blood found on the victim's finger. On which hand was the bloody finger, detective? The right hand. She was right-handed. Ha ha! Nice try. Uh-oh. Before she died, she wrote the killer's name. So we're looking explicitly for contradictions in his testimony. Nothing in the map really contradicts that. Wait, that's it! Ho ho ho! Before she died! Well, ladies and gentlemen of this supposed courtroom, she died instantly! Detective Gumshoe, there was one thing I want you to clarify for me here. You say the victim, Mia Fey, wrote this note. That she was accusing the defendant, Maya Fey. That's really what you're saying. Whoa, what? This isn't one of them lawyer tricks, is it now? You know I don't fall for those, except for when I do. But yes, that's exactly what she wrote. Yes. Of course she wrote it. Who else could have? You have it backwards, detective. Well, backwards? The victim is the only person who absolutely could not have written it. This is a report from your department, detective. Immediate death due to a blow from a blunt object. She died immediately. But no butting your way out of this one, detective. As we all know, autopsies are correct, and death can be determined retroactively to an instantaneous point in time from a concussion blow to the head. I like how dramatic the courtroom scenes look. Order. The defense has a point. Someone who died immediately wouldn't have had the time to write anything down. Mr. Wright, I beg your pardon, but when exactly did you obtain that autopsy report? Well, when? The day after? Oh no, yeah, it was the day after. The prosecution's point being? Finger wag. That autopsy report is outdated, Your Honor. What? A second autopsy was performed yesterday at my request. Death was almost immediate due to a blow from a blunt object, but there is a possibility the victim lived for several minutes after the blow. I received these results this morning. No way! Your Honor, it's quite easy to imagine that the victim did have time to write Maya. It's quite easy to imagine, court of law and rules and order and reasonable doubt. That is all. I see. Damn you, Edgeworth. I should have known you'd have something up your sleeve. Also, like, you can't base facts on whether or not the attorney gets the right autopsy reports. That's baloney. Why, Mr. Wright, you look shocked. Is there something you want to say? I don't want to say any of those? I don't want to say any of those. I don't want any of those to go on the court record. You're a sham? Mr. Edgeworth, I've heard there's nothing you won't do to get your verdict. What reason could you possibly have to request a second autopsy report? Mr. Wright, the defense will refrain from personal attacks on the prosecution. Finger wag. No matter, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, say what you will, the evidence in this report is undeniable. Your Honor, I submit this report to the court. Understood. The court accepts the evidence. Okay. She could have lived. Oh, no. Darn, this isn't good. The prosecution would like to call its next witness. This poor, innocent girl saw the murder with her own eyes. With her own eyes, even! Let the witness, Miss April May, take the stand. Exactly what part of her is innocent? Yeah. That's how I channel it. That's how I channel it. Witness, your name, please. April May, at your service. Oh my god, she had a chest bounce. And she's doing the pose the whole time. Order. An introduction should not require any reaction from the crowd. The witness will refrain from wanton winking. Or I shall hold you in contempt of court. Aw, yes, Your Honor. You think eyewitnesses are some of the worst sources of evidence, if you remember right? Oh no, Penta, I am so sorry, but you have triggered a rant. So, I studied psychology. Eyewitnesses are not necessarily bad sources of information. However, if you're only relying on one eyewitness and only their memory, you are in for a bad time. People's memories are so malleable that the more they go over them, the more they might change them. So eyewitness testimony is only reliable in cases of, like, the objective fact and the shocking parts. So, like, if someone says, I saw a murder, yeah, there's a pretty good chance they saw a murder. I saw a murder by someone wearing a purple coat. That could be accurate, but tends not to be. People tend to not remember those details. It gets especially hairy when it comes to race, facial identification, things like that. Because there's something kind of like of an expectancy bias where if you're giving a description and you don't have more details, your brain will fabricate details because it knows that there's supposed to be something. It's sort of like how AI hallucinates when you're asking it a question it doesn't know the answer to, because it knows there's an outcome expected. So eyewitness testimony it's corroborative, but it is not itself evidence, which is why the first trial was such a sham, in my opinion. But for this one, there's a little bit more corroborative evidence placing her at the scene of the crime. Depending on what April says here, she could be a substantial corroborative piece of evidence. She might not be. Eyewitness testimony is interesting. Yeah, it's really interesting. If you ever want to, like, dive deep into more of it, you should watch that video where they're like, count how many times the basketball passes between the players, and then the reveal is that, like, there were a bunch of gorillas walking through or whatever, but you didn't notice because you were staring at the basketball. That's kind of the eyewitness testimony example. Anyway, back to, aw, yes, Your Honor. This is not good. She's already captured the heart of every man in this courtroom. Sexism and objectification. Tell us, where were you on the night of September the 5th when the murder occurred? Gee, I was, like, in my hotel room? Teehee. I checked in right after lunch. And this hotel is directly across from Fay & Co. law offices. That's right, big boy. Please testify to the court about what you saw. And only what you saw. Alright. It was like 9 o'clock at night. I looked out the window, you know. And then, oh, I saw a woman with long hair being attacked. The one attacking her was the mousy girl sitting in the defendant's chair. And then the woman, like, dodged to one side and ran away. But that girl, she caught up to her and she hit her. And then the woman with the long hair, she kinda slumped. The end. That's all I saw. Every little bitsy witsy. Every little bitsy witsy. Well, Your Honor, I see. It is a remarkably solid testimony. I don't see the need to trouble the witness any... Hold on a minute, Your Honor. I want to cross-examine this witness. Yes, Mr. Wright. What about my cross-examination? I thought the witness's testimony just now was quite firm. Luscious, even. Didn't you? Mr. Wright, I understand you were Ms. Mia Fey's understudy, were you not? You must know her techniques well. Her cowardly way of finding tiny faults in perfectly good testimonies. Hey, how dare you? Well, Mr. Wright? Will you cross-examine? Yes, I'm doing it. I'll gladly proceed with the cross-examination. If only because I have a feeling Edgeworth doesn't want me to. She has to have some kind of weakness. Okay. And this is spot on for the American legal system. Absolutely. All right. It was like 9 o'clock at night. I looked out the window, you know? And then, ooh, I saw a woman with long hair being attacked. Okay, wait. Hold it. Why did you do that? Huh? Like, why? Like, why what? Why did you look out the window? Were you expecting to see something? Oh, well, gee. What? That's it? She can't get out of this question that easily? I sort of, you know. Oh my god. I had a feeling. Well, I have a feeling she's trying to avoid the question. Maybe I should press a little harder on this one? Go for it. Let's see how far I can run with this. Surely you must have had a reason to look out your window at that time of night. Mr. Wright, I will not have you badgering my witness. Badgering? You insist on needling her with these trivial questions. I really don't think it should be allowed. Yeah, stop him. Uh-oh. The poor girl. Order. Mr. Wright, you have been warned. You looked out the window. What did you see next? And then I saw a woman with long hair being attacked. The one attacking her was the mousy girl sitting in the defendant's chair. And then the woman, like, dodged to one side and ran away. But she caught up to her and she hit her. Okay. Yes. I want to see... Okay, dodged to one side. And ran. She dodged. Dodged what? Well, the attack. Please continue your testimony. She caught up to her and she hit her. Hold it. How do you know it was my client? Huh? Well, Gee, first of all, she had a girl's physique. And secondly, she was small. Who else could it be but her? She has a point. No, she doesn't. Hold on a minute. That testimony stinks. What? Miss May, I'm willing to bet that... You saw nothing. Did you really see the defendant at all? Mr. Wright, what's the meaning of this? Yeah, what is the meaning? Someone tell me, because I'm clueless. About this, I mean. Okay. If you had really witnessed my client, Maya Fey, you would have noticed her clothes before noticing her physique. No one wears clothes like this on a daily basis, except her. And I'm no expert on fashion, but her hairdo looks far from normal to me. Phoenix. Phoenix, buddy. With that mop top? However, the witness's testimony mentions neither of these things. The testimony is bogus. But... Still, we don't know if she was dressed that way the night of the murder. She was, Your Honor. I saw her. And so did Detective Gumshoe. What do you say to that, Miss May? Or what are you trying to say, you mean lawyer? I was right to give her the nya voice? I saw what I saw. I just didn't think all the trifling little details were necessary, darling. Miss May, the court would like to remind you to please omit nothing in your testimony. I'm sorry, Your Honor. I'll be a good girl. I promise. Your testimony again, if you would. Damn, I almost had her. Okay. So she's starting over again. I did see everything. I did. The victim, the woman, dodged the first attack and ran off to the right. Then the girl in the hippie clothes ran after her. And she hit her with that weapon. I saw it. I did. That clock. The kind of statuey clock. The thinker, I think. Well, does that accuracy of my report not startle you, Teehee? How did you know it was a clock? I see. I only wish you had been so detailed from the beginning. Please begin the cross-examination. Oh yeah, we got her wide open. And to your point, Kiki, the floor plans are going to be pivotal, I think. But hey, how did you know it was the thinker? That clock? That kind of statue-y clock? Okay, I'm gonna press. Hold it. Clock. Didn't this come up in another testimony recently? Well, don't look so sour, Mr. Lawyer. You can't win them all. Wait. Can I present... I'm gonna object. There's no way you should know that it's a clock. Ah. Here we go. This is the good music. This is how I know. This is the juice. This is the juice. What you said just now was quite revealing. Revealing? Oh, you'd like that, wouldn't you, naughty Mr. Lawyer? You just said that this statue of the thinker was a clock. But there's no way of knowing that just by looking at it. Another person in much the same position as you recently called this a clock, too. And he was found guilty of murder. That's corroborative. That's not good, Phoenix. Ms. May, can you explain how you know this was a clock? Oh, The witness saw the murder with her own eyes. That's all that's important here. The defense is trying to confuse the issue with trivial concerns. Yes, of course. You will withdraw your question, Mr. Wright. No, objection! That's baloney! But questions are all I have, Your Honor! And as you may recall, I've caught murderers with these questions before. Well, only once, but before. Objection sustained. You may continue to question the witness. Huh? What? So what happens now? What happens now is you answer my question. How did you know it was a clock? What? That's... because I heard it? Yes, I heard it say the time. So, you've been to the law offices of Fay & Co. No, hey, I didn't say that. Why would I go there? I heard it from my hotel room, hee. The law offices of Fay & Co., where the murder took place, is very close to the hotel. She could easily have heard the clock. Well, Mr. Wright, are you satisfied? No! Your Honor, I can't give up now. I'm not satisfied because... it couldn't have rung! Members of the court, it is inconceivable that the clock in question rang. It's empty. That clock is missing its clockwork. Ha ha ha! I knew that would become relevant. How could you possibly? Just take a look right now. Oh. See anything interesting, Your Honor? It is as the defense says. This clock is missing its clockwork. It's quite empty. Now we have to justify how we knew that on the day of the murder, which is that we have it from Maya's phone call. It is as you can see, the clock was empty. It couldn't have rung. Therefore, this witness is a big, fat liar. Does it mean it's a clock if it doesn't have clockwork? Well, Miss May? Finger wag. Tisk, tisk. Quite a show you've put on for us, Mr. Wright. He knew the clock was empty somehow. He knew. I'm afraid you've forgotten one thing, however. Indeed, the clock is empty, as you say. It can't ring. However, we must ask, when was the clockwork removed? If it was after the witness heard the clock, then there is no contradiction, except it was before. That's true, that is a possibility. Could have been emptied after here. Can I just present this, like, whenever I want? Because, like, nope, I gotta wait. And that is exactly what happened, Your Honor. By who? Who would have done that? Ho ho! Impossible, of course. I have proof. What? That's right. Wasn't it you who told me proof is everything? Well, I was listening. And now I'll show you the proof you like so much. The evidence that proves the clockwork when the clockwork was removed is this. take a look at this. That's a very cute cell phone. I would very much like one for my lawyerly, judgy ways. Oh, you have a girly phone. Oh, wait, this isn't my phone. Listen, this is the defendant's cell phone, and it contains a recording. A recording of a conversation she had the victim with on the day of the murder. Ha ha ha! Order. The defendant's cell phone? This wasn't brought to my attention! Perhaps Detective Gumshoe overlooked it. A detective better remember he's up for evaluation soon. I gotta say, I'm starting to feel bad for the big fella. Let's hear the conversation. Okay, we already saw this. I should probably tell you the clock isn't working. I had to take the clockwork out. Beep. And it says the time. Your Honor, I think this makes it clear. The clockwork was already gone by the time this was recorded, which was well before the witness even arrived at her hotel. Well, Miss May, would you care to explain this to the court? Just how did you know that weapon was a clock? Well, isn't it obvious? I saw that clock before. What store was that again? I go to so many. Oops, I forgot. Wink. So the witness had seen it before. That would make sense. Does the defense have any objections? Yes, because it was made, handmade, one of two in the world, by Larry Butts. Well then, let's see it. Let's produce this evidence. The clock itself. This clock was never in any store. Ever. What? A friend of mine made that clock. Only two exist in the world. One of which is still in the lockup here. And the one that isn't here is in police custody. Impossible. Everything is sold in stores. Miss May, I think it's high time you went shopping for a better excuse. Oh, excuse is not on sale today. Arrgh. What is she doing? She's going Super Saiyan. Oh no.